Hello, hello. Let's take a look at my bag of knives. These are knives that I have a particular fondness for. Some of them are a part of my personal collection, and some of them the shop owns. But regardless, they all speak to me in some way and even teach me a little bit about knife making. And perhaps they'll say something to you. This is the shop, and these are some of the other knives we carry. And I find a lot of them to be beautiful and inspirational in their own right, but let's look at the ones that I particularly am fond of. This is a custom knife made for me by Stout Gear Knives, who I really like. You guys definitely need to check out Stout Gear Knives. They hand grind their knives here in Oklahoma. They have one of the toughest sheaths in the industry. That's their logo there. This has a Kevlar handle. Just beautiful grind lines and curves. Amazing work, amazing attention to detail. Fit and finish is above all. This is the handle with brass liners and a little custom message. The thickness of this blade is 3/16. Their usual is a 1/4 inch, and I like the slightly thinner blade, and so they were very nice to make this for me, and just I could not be happier with it. One of the sharpest out of the box knives we sell. Beautiful knife. Definitely something to aspire to. This is a Lon Humphries, who's a journeyman smith in American Bladesmith Society. So this is a forged knife. This is 1095 steel, which he works almost exclusively in. It's got a nice tapered tang, and he really enjoys this brute to forge style, where he forges in that little handle guard there. The little hand guard. It's fit and finish is good. I like it. The grind lines go up different heights on one side or the other of the knife, but just a beautiful functional knife, artistic, even if it's not perfect in symmetry. This is a Trollski knife. You guys have probably seen Trollski's videos on YouTube. Nice simple wood handle with orange liners, some jimping. Highly functional knife. That's his chili pepper logo. I love that logo. And it's got parallel sanding marks on the blade from the finish. So he takes a high grit sandpaper and runs it parallel to the blade along the side of the knife and applies a finish that way, which is a sign of a very high end or highly finished knife. And so I really enjoy this. A functional knife. It's made to be used. I don't know how he turns them out at the price point he does, but to me, again, an inspirational knife, something I should be shooting for when I make knives. This is Joe Keesler. He's known for his brute to forge style knives. That's very awesome, but simple file work. There's his stamp on the sheath and the knife. He earned his mastersmith rank in 1989. Was an early acquaintance of Bill Moran, whose demonstration on Damascus knives led him to give up gun making and take up knife making. So he would call this, I think, a camp knife. And again, there's that brute to forge finger guard. Very nice fit and finish on the handle. Everything's snug and tight, and the liners look great. This is a Aaron Wilburn knife from Wilburn Forge. He's a mastersmith now. Handmade Damascus. I'm sure it took days just to forge the Damascus. It's a feather Damascus pattern. It's got a Damascus guard. Beautiful, beautiful feather Damascus pattern. And again, it's all hand ground. Everything's squared up, everything's true. And if you look down, the spine of the knife along that false edge, you can definitely tell where, how do you do that by hand? I don't know. It's definitely something for me to strive for. It's like making daggers. It's straight all the way down the back, it's straight all the way down the blade. It comes with this beautiful alligator leather sheath. Again, this is one the shop owns. It was a journeyman smith stamp knife, which is the rank below mastersmith, but that's clearly mastersmith quality. Andre Andersson is a Swedish knife maker who's known for his Damascus and hand engravings he does. This is a very simple leather sheath, but I think it's really cool because it's got wood on the inside. It's an engraved sheath, and he's even put his name on it with a year. Look at all the detail in the handle, and the curves, and the different grind lines, and the different spacers. Just beautiful. Very, very unique. This is a Wayne Goddard knife. I feel lucky to own it. This is a little folder that he made. He was a knife maker and writer. He's still around for almost 50 years. He was, I think, the 7th or 8th person to receive the Mastersmith rank in the American Bladesmith Society. It's got that awesome file work on the back. I just love like really good file work. He's published a lot of articles in knife magazines. You can see his mark there, the WG on the side of the blade. And he's also written some pretty influential books on knife making. And this is just one of his little folders. That's, you know, some obviously hand-forged scroll work on the back there. And I love that. That just says, hey, I'm forged. This is a knife by Fiddleback Forge, or Andy Roy at Fiddleback Forge. And I sort of compare this to the Trolsky knife. It's not hand-finished, but it's got a really nice taper in the tang there on the back, how it narrows towards the back of the knife. Awesome liners, just great fit and finish. I think that's a ball bearing there for a lanyard hold, but it looks terrific. It's just very clean, very symmetric. Again, those lines on the finish are grind lines along the blade. They're not parallel, they're perpendicular to the edge. But no matter, it's still just a beautiful knife, and it would be, you know, something contoured handles done well, but something that I would sort of aspire to get that level of fit and finish at some point. This is a Harvey D knife. He's been hand forging since 1986, a mastersmith since 1992, and he's been on the American Bladesmith Society board since 2004. This is one of his hunters. Hand forged Damascus. It's got the Mastersmith MS mark on it. Full tang construction, and just a beautiful knife. I love the lines, and it's got the curve. You know, the blade dips down, the handle curves, and tapered tang. It's you know, everything's straight and flush where it needs to be, and it's got curves in the right places. It just is a well-designed knife to me, and beautiful. This is an Anza knife, A-N-Z-A. It's made from a file like all Anza knives are. This one's made by Charlie Davis. It's got his C-A-D initials on it. And they call this the made by maker version. You can get these on his website. They're not expensive for a collector. Pretty nice. The grind line on the edge is not perfect. But it's you know, I love these knives. It's just sort of very unique to me, and so I consider it collectible. This is a Rayon knife. He was a 2006 world champion knife maker. He received Mastersmith in 2009 on the board of the Arkansas Knife Makers Association, known for a lot of different styles, but especially hunters. This is a mortised tang construction. You can see where the handle material was cut in half and applied back together along its length. Very nice Damascus pattern. And I guess it's a stainless steel guard. I don't know if, you know, you can see that line if that goes down from the blade onto the ricasso area. I don't know if that means it was differentially heat treated, or I'm not sure why that's there, but I would guess that's why it's there. But again, I think the overall shape and form here is exceptional and inspirational, and the construction and the handmade Damascus and all that, just beautiful. This is a Jerry Fisk knife, and I like his knives quite a bit. He makes beautiful Damascus, 17th recognized mastersmith in the ABS, winner of many, many knife making awards, known especially for Damascus. Featured prominently in the media and on YouTube. This is also a mortise tang construction handle, and you can see the silver inlay on the handle as well. Very nice false edge along the back. There's that silver inlay. And beautiful guard. Look at that. Hand done file work on the guard. And you can see the sort of scratch pattern in the satin finish that goes parallel to the blade and spine. All done by hand. All squared up and true and done by hand. And just an incredible example. Maybe someday, several decades in the future, I can make something like that. But all these speak to me. I hope they talk to you in some way. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.